Welcome back to Market on Close. I'm Oliver Renick. Let's talk some commodities with Mr. Scott Bauer, who's about to make us all very jealous of the best shot I think I've seen on this network. CEO of Prosper Trading Academy, joining us, of course, from the mountainous region of Wisconsin. No, just kidding, Scott. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Not quite the hills I was hitting this last weekend on the bunny slopes out here in the Midwest. Pretty nice out there in Colorado.
It is very nice right now. We're waiting for the next storm coming in over the next couple days to give us a little refresh.
It kind of looks like you got a fresh pal right behind you there.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Tell me about what you're watching here. I know you're trading. I know you got all your stuff linked up there. And what's appealing to you? We got gold breaking out. We got copper looking good. Coffee's going insane. I mean, are the commodities keeping you busy?
I mean, it's a super cycle, so they say, right? I mean, across the board. And, with gold specifically, I'm a little bit cautious here. And you know that over the last, 3, 6, 9 months, because we've had this conversation often, that I've been a buy the dip buyer, right? Yeah. Any pullback, you have had to buy it, and it has worked. I'm a little cautious up here only because I think that we've gotten a little in front of ourselves here just based on Trump and all the tariff talk and what may happen with the dollars. So I'm not saying to expect any big, downward move here, but I would just be a little bit cautious. If you've been riding this up or if you're in a long position right now, great, fantastic. Might be a time to lighten up a little bit or just, maybe buy a little protection because I think that we're getting a little top heavy. However, still in buy the dip. There's no question about it.
That's a good distinction because buying the dip versus chasing rips kind of gets you into two different spots. Gold can be part of that speculative trade in big risk-on moments, but does it look like that to you right now, Scott? Because we've got stocks below highs, we've got BTC below highs. How does the timing of this big gold move fit into those two things?
You're looking at people just really running for cover, I think, and trying to get into this space, A, because of, news out of the administration, and B, because of just a hedge against inflation, really. And if some of these policies really do come out and come to play and inflation really starts picking up again, that's where people are trying to get ahead of that. And that's kind of the popular trade right now. I don't necessarily like that popular trade. That's why I suggest, you don't chase it. But if it comes back to me, great, I'll dip my toes back in.
What are you thinking? Maybe 2,800 for gold on the futures I'm looking at? GLD, maybe like that kind of 255-ish?
Yeah, I would probably even go a little bit higher than that and have some what I would consider pretty limited downside risk if I came in more at maybe the 28.25 level on the futures there, and GLD maybe a tad higher than that because I don't think you're going to have a lot of downside risk. But again, Oliver, we know that kind of emotions take over for a lot of people, and you have to be in the popular trade. Mm-hmm. You have to be part of it. And I just can't give enough advice to let the market come to you. And listen, if I miss the next 50 points on the way up, I miss it. There's going to be an opportunity to buy it on the dip.
Yeah, all right, like that. Good lesson in there. What about like coffee or copper, though? Things that can be a bit more ephemeral and fleeting in their momentum spurts.
You know what? Coffee is one that I have not traded a single contract because I have been afraid of this run-up that one day we're going to see 20% to the downside, and it hasn't happened yet. So I haven't traded anything in there. Copper, I think, is a little bit more cyclical, a little bit more tried and true. You can look at trends. You can look at fundamentals there. Certainly, we got a nice big push up, a nice big run up with, the most recent news here. You got a real big spike up. It's another one, though, Oliver, I would not chase. If we can see copper come back down, maybe 3.5, 3, somewhere in that range there, then I'm in. But, this 4 handle here kind of scares me. Not that it can't go higher, but the 4 handle kind of scares me a little bit.
Okay. The move for copper, do you think it relates to maybe fear easing around China or tariff-related items? Because the China trade is also looking pretty solid at the same time.
Absolutely. It's a lot around the China trade. There's certainly some on the tariff trade. There's a lot about the China trade and recovery there. And if you look at, China stocks across the board, they've made a heck of a run really over the last, month or so, 6 weeks, from the equities to anything commodity related as well. However, being said, and I actually spoke to Nicole about this morning about a specific stock. I think this could be an area that if you're looking China related, just really focusing in on that, this could be a really nice area for a fade.
Okay. And any levels in mind? How hard of a fade do you think?
Again, I think in copper specific here, if we were to get down under 4, so maybe 3.5, 375, yeah, I'm going to absolutely, buy that dip. I don't think that we would tick a lot lower. I think your downside would be fairly well protected there. Now, that's a good move away from here. That's a ways away from here. So again, you've got to have patience. You can't feel like you need to rush into a trade and be part of the herd, because those people that I see doing that, you get stopped out and you get hit more often than you make it big. And you just, in this market where any piece of news information can come out 24/7, you've got to pick your point. You have got to let the market come to you. And that is the safest and what I believe to be the most profitable way to trade.
All right, good stuff like that. A couple nice little lessons in there. Appreciate it, Scott Bauer.
Yep.
Good look at the commodity moves and a lot of the action happening this week so far in commodities with big moves.